Hi and hello everyone. It's me, yours truly, Beverly Sherelle Johnson, lifestyle health coach and consultant, registered nurse for over 33 years, known as the Uncommon Flexitarian and the creator of Eat What. Eat What is my weekly program that gives you resourceful information and education as to the many USDA and FDA food safety and health concerns. Now, I just don't wish to alarm you, but I also wish to give you solutions, concrete solutions to build your immunity, to build your overall health so that you can look good, feel good, and have a more positive outlook on life. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Eat What. Now, for the next few weeks, we are streaming live on a variety of platforms. We are streaming live on Twitter, and you can find me on Twitter at One Plate, One Planet. And we're streaming live also on YouTube at Gush Ministries, The Uncommon Speaker, broadening our base a little bit and inviting others in through this venue so that others can know what we are doing here at Eat What. That's right. And Eat What members, as we can always tell you, we can always tell everyone, is that we receive resourceful information and education. And we talk about immunity and ways to gain your overall health. Now we do things in a series, sometimes 1 or 2 weeks, or sometimes multiple weeks. But overall, no matter if you are a vegetarian or one of the many vegans that are out there, one of the many vegetarians out there, or if you're a vegan, or if you are eat it all, or if you are a flexitarian, this group welcomes all of you to join. Now, to join us at Eat What, membership is always free. You may direct message me at Beverly Sherelle Johnson. Sherelle is spelled Cherelle, or you may contact me through email at betterlivingwithplants@gmail.com. Or, of course, you can always reach out to anyone who is already a member of our Eat What family. We welcome you, and we want to let you know that if you are not able to attend live, members' privileges, remember, membership is always free, members' privileges are that you can always view everything that we have ever talked about by tapping on the Files tab in the members area, or on the media tab also within the members area, and you'll never miss an episode. You will never miss anything that we're ever talking about at Eat What. But for the next few weeks, as I just mentioned, we're opening up the platform so that you can see what we do here, and if interested, please come and join us. Now, let's get into today's topic, the fishy facts about fish and other seafood. Now, if you haven't noticed, and I'm sure you have, no matter where you are around the world or where you are within the United States, you have noticed, and particularly in the areas where the seasons are changing. We have a fourth season type of year. You are noticing that the temperatures are dropping, and we are in the fall season. We are definitely in the fall season. The temperatures are dropping. People are putting more coats and jackets and sweaters and hats. And of course, we're putting away our barbecue grills. Now, unless you are a diehard barbecue griller, this is the norm for you. When the temperatures drop, you put it away till next season, and you go on and you're thinking with the rest of us about soups, about stews, about heartier meals that will keep you warm and keep you full. As I said, the temperatures are getting cooler, but you're also thinking about fish. Now, why is that? Well, That's why we are talking today about the fishy facts about fish and other seafood. Fish sees a surge of consumption during the fall season, and it's because of the many, many nutritional benefits that fish and other seafood provide. Now, let me just stop right here and just say, when we're talking about fish, we're talking about all types of fish, all types of fish. And in later programs we can talk about specific types of fish, but for today's introductories to the subject, we're talking about all types of fish, all types of fish. When we're talking about other seafood, we're talking about all types of seafoods, the crustaceans, the mollusks. Okay, we're talking about the shrimp, the lobster. We're talking about the squid, the octopus, starfish, all types of seafood. All righty. So just to lay a foundation there. So we're talking about fish and other seafood. We're including everything, everything in the water habitation. Okay, anything that's inhabiting the waters. All righty. All right. All right. Just wanted to lay that quick foundation there. Now, again, fish and other seafood offer many, many nutritional benefits, and we're going to talk about some of those today, and how they benefit us as human beings. All righty. And again, for those of you who are new to Eat What, we do not subscribe. We do not describe that you have to eat a particular way. I know a lot of people do not care to eat fish, and that's okay. But we can always learn. We can always learn about different food fares so that we can live in harmony with one another, no matter how we're eating, vegetarian, vegan, flexitarian, or eat it all righty? All right. Now, like I said, fish offer many, many nutritional benefits. Many nutritional benefits that I would like to go over today. Now, one of the nutritional benefits of fish is that they are high in omega-3s. I'm sure everyone has heard about how eating more omega-3s, consuming more omega-3s, the fatty acids in your diet that primarily come from fish, how that is so beneficial to the overall body. But some of us may not know why. And let me give you some of these facts. Fish are high in omega acids. They are high in omega acids, omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain and eye health. Also excellent for reproductive health and for our overall growth and development. And all of our sources for this material, we are citing from the Journal of Medical Sciences. We're also talking about what we have in research from Healthline and other credible resources. So when it comes to the material here, we're not just talking off the top of our heads. We hear in the media, and we hear from many, many scientific reports that omega-3 fatty acids are essential, and what they affect in our body are our brain, our eye health, our overall growth and development. But fish also contain other benefits and other essential elements. All right. One of those essential elements that our body needs is iodine. Iodine is a very, very crucial element in our body, as well as selenium, potassium, sodium, vitamins A, B12, D, which is very interesting. We're talking about D in a little bit, and vitamin E. All right. Now, these are essential to our overall growth and development and immunity. The selenium in fish, let me just break it down a little bit. The selenium in fish is a powerful antioxidant. Well, selenium in general is a very, very powerful antioxidant, and it is found in fish. And selenium itself can help in the prevention of mental decline. particularly as we grow older. Our mental health needs to be at as optimal levels as it can be, and eating and preparing for later years ahead is one way that we do that to help prevent mental decline and lead that can lead to dementia and other such brain conditions. Selenium also impacts our immune system and our thyroid health. Selenium coming from fish, antioxidant. It helps prevent mental decline. It helps boost our immune system. All right. It can help reduce asthma symptoms, particularly in children. It can help reduce asthmatic conditions. All righty, particularly in children. It can help against heart disease. It can fight many cancers and is very effective. Research has shown in fighting and reducing the risk of cancers. And it helps us, as I said before, in our reproductive health and the DHA, our reproductive health. It also helps, as some of you all may have noticed, selenium is found in some dandruff shampoos. It helps with our hair and our skin. It helps control dandruff. This is a natural part of fish. Yes, it is. It's also good in helping in prostate health for men and in autoimmune diseases. Uh, diabetes particularly. Selenium that is found in fish, of course, selenium, which is found, you can ingest it through fish and, of course, by other supplemental means. But selenium is important when it comes to diabetic health. It can help prevent, according to research, it can help prevent type 1 diabetes and other autoimmune diseases in adults. Selenium is also responsible for assisting in weight loss through thyroid health. And how does that happen? Well, it helps increase the metabolic rate of the metabolic rate, which is found in your thyroid, controlled by your thyroid. And when you're burning more energy, of course, it can help you lose weight in that area. So selenium, which you can consume through eating fish, is very, very beneficial to us in our human bodies. Vitamin D is another vitamin that can be found when you consume fish. Now, what do we know about vitamin D? Of course, when you're thinking about vitamin D, you're thinking about sunlight. You're thinking about you're thinking about also calcium. And a lot of times when there's a lot of bone pain or there are many sprains and fractures that have to do with a lot of times not having enough vitamin D in your system. Vitamin D helps us to absorb calcium. Vitamin D helps us to absorb calcium. And when we're absorbing calcium, and we are absorbing calcium, of course, we have stronger bones, stronger teeth, stronger, stronger, our bones in our teeth, our hair, everything gets stronger overall, and it even affects our circulatory health. Now, vitamin D is fat soluble, which means it dissolves in the fats within our bodies, which helps the fats, of course, stored in our bodies, and it's dissolved within the fat. So you have to have some fat within your diet. You have to have fat. You cannot make it without any fats. Remember, omega-3s, part of the fatty acid chain, alrighty? So you need some fats within your body, and vitamin D is soluble within these fats, all right? And vitamin D is helps in so many other ways. It helps us with our mental health. A lot of times when persons are dealing with depression, and I always mention anything that you're trying to do or you're investigating regarding your own health, please let me just mention right now, I hadn't mentioned it before, and I always mention it to the Eat What family. Please consult your healthcare team. There might be your doctor of osteopathy, your nurse practitioner, your medical doctor, even your herbalist, all those who are involved in your health. Don't ever try to make health corrections or diagnoses on your own, but get in touch with your healthcare team so they can lead you and guide you into better health. That's what they're there for. So never attempt anything on your own to try to correct your health, but always stay in communication and in contact and in partnership with your healthcare team. Now, getting back to vitamin D. Vitamin D does help with depression. It does help with depression. And a lot of times when you're talking to your healthcare team regarding depression or mood changes, they're going to do a blood draw to see what your levels are. And vitamin D, one of those tests that they can do to determine if you are receiving enough vitamin D into your system, or why vitamin D is depleted out of your system. See, this is why it's so important to stay connected with your healthcare team. So vitamin D, it does help with depression. It also decreases the incidence of diseases. It also helps with our immunity by and it does, and this is according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Vitamin D is very, very useful, very, very useful in our protection of our immunity and increasing our immunity. So, like you said, getting vitamin D is not only for our bones, it's not only for our bone health and for our brain and mood health, but it also helps with our immunity. Now, another thing that we have noticed, that vitamin D is very, very helpful with weight loss. Again, it acted as a appetite suppressant in several studies that were done. These are just more of the benefits that come from eating fish. Now, vitamin A and vitamin E, I also mentioned are part of things that you can gain the benefits from eating fish. Now, vitamin A and E, when you're thinking about that, you're thinking about skin and hair health. Skin and hair health. And vitamin A helps with our eye health. We've talked about that on programs before. We talked about our eye health, and it helps combat cancers in the bladder, cancers in the breast, prostate cancer, skin and lungs. Vitamin A is very, very important, and you can get that by eating fish. Vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is another vitamin that is a benefit that we benefit from when we consume fish. Alrighty, vitamin B. Vitamin D helps. Vitamin B12 particularly helps us with our folate, okay, our iron, and it helps with so many, many cellular functions within the body. So many cellular functions. Now, that's just a quick snapshot of what some of the health benefits of fish are. That's just a quick snapshot. Fish, of course, another benefit to eating it and to seeing it surge in this end of the year, in the autumn season. Another reason is that fish is so easily prepared. It is light. You can fill you up. A lot of people say fill you up without filling you out. And during the cooler times, during the cooler seasons, when you're not as active, you want meals that are filling but not so heavy that you're not motivated to do more outside of the home, okay, or outside of your dwelling space. Perhaps you're not exercising as much during the fall season as you would during the summertime, when you're able to get outside more. Fish is another benefit. Fish is easily digestible. Fish has low connectivity tissue. It is easily digestible within the human body, And that is because of its low connectivity in its tissue, and is of course a excellent source of protein. Now, we just recently wrapped up a series on protein about animal versus plant, the power of protein. And as a member, of course, you have access to that in case you missed any of the episodes there. But it's easy to prepare. Fish is easy to prepare. And fish, like I said, is easily digestible. And the fact that it has so many health benefits is a reason why a lot of times, and this is a time that fish is really popular during the end season, the end of the year, when the temperatures are cooler, you'll see a lot more people eating fish. Now, don't forget that there are many countries around the world where fish is their primary diet, and you see a lot of the benefits of that. There are a lot of people, we talked about the blue zones earlier this year, talked about the blue zones, and a lot of those individuals, not all of them, but a lot of them consumed more fish than others, and that contributed to their health and wellness. So, just like I said, this is a quick snapshot about fish. Now, besides for the benefits of fish, are there any warning signs? So, of course. And like I said, since we're talking about fish and other seafood, we have to talk about the habitat in which fish live. And we're going to talk about more about that in the upcoming weeks. But all fish are living in water habitats. And of course, there are concerns. There are concerns when you are living in that environment. And why is that? Because fish are subject to heavy metals and mercuries and other pollutants that are in the waters. Now, this is another reason why we really have to watch the ecology of our planet and what we're putting into the waters, as well as what's already there. Now, gravity works in the air and it works in the water. So everything that happens in the water, it goes, every pollutant, every heavy metal, it goes straight to the bottom. And if you've ever heard conversations, and we'll talk about this in later weeks, if you've ever heard conversations about eating the bottom dwellers or not eating the bottom dwellers, the fish, or the fish with the scales and the fins, this is some of the conversation. This is why some of the conversation exists. A lot of people do not desire to eat fish, not unless it has both scales and fins attached to them. Okay. And a lot of people do not wish to eat fish that are commonly known as the bottom feeders. And this is all has to do with the pollutants in the water. The majority of the pollutants in the water are on the bottom. And just to give you a little bit of an insight, those fish with scales and fins are not necessarily always on the bottom. They are able to swim away from the heavy mercuries and the other heavy metals that are found on the bottom of the surface, that on the bottom of the water habitats that other fish might be subject to. Now, briefly, fish with both scales and fins. All right, there, like I said, there are some people who only eat that way, and that's absolutely fine. They are eating that way because the scales and the fins provide a protective barrier for the fish. Now, the scales provide like an armor so that the heavy metals are not absorbed into the flesh of the fish. That is the part that you are eating. And the fins provide protection so that the fish can swim away from the bottom. And if all of the heavy metals are on the bottom of the water habitat, then of course, if you're able to swim away, you're not in contact with those substances. Now, fish that do not have the scales, they don't have their bony protection, their skin absorbs heavy metals and toxins. And this is where you, like I said, you have the conversation about eating fish with or without scales and fins. The fish that are the bottom feeders, of course, all the heavy metals are on the bottom, all the pollutants on the bottom, they are more susceptible. They are more susceptible, and that's whether they are in a farm raised environment or in a natural habitat, they are more susceptible to whatever pollutants are on the bottom of the surface. Okay, we're on the bottom of where they are living. They are more susceptible to that. They don't have a bony exterior, such as what scales provides, and they are able to absorb. They're able to absorb whatever is down there, pollutants, heavy metals, whatever. And those who do not have scales but also have fins, do not have scales but do have fins, they are able to swim away. So they are able to get away at times from the heavy pollutants, but again, their skin has already absorbed it. And of course, what you eat, when you're eating what they're eating, it is absorbed into you. So that, in case you ever wondered about what that argument was about, that's what that argument is about. Okay, all right. And we're not here to judge whether you're eating fish or not fish with scales or with fins. All of that is, we really leave that up to you and to your healthcare team. Now, there are fish that do not have scales or fins. Okay, do not have scales or fins, and of course, the detriment there to them is their environment. They are absorbing everything that is within their environment. They do not have the ability to swim away in any type of fashions, but just move through the currents of the water. So just to give you a little insight on what that argument or that discussion is all about. And again, we do not judge here at Eat What. We do enjoy healthy discussion about the points. So, like I said, you do what you eating what you're eating. You're discussing your healthcare team to determine the best course for your optimal health. Now, again, fish and other seafood, they are very, very nutritious, and you should talk with your healthcare team, particularly if you've had a problem ever with eating fish. Now, some people have had allergic reactions, and if you've had allergic reactions whenever you've eaten a particular type of fish, then yes, you should contact your healthcare providers, your medical doctor, doctor of osteopathy, nurse practitioner, herbalist, all those on your healthcare team, so that you can determine what is going on. And of course, if you notice any sensitivities, changing in your breathing, change in skin conditions such as hives, or you're noticing any allergic reactions, stop eating right then and contact your health provider or emergency services wherever you are. Do not continue to eat that particular piece of fish, but if you can at all possible, identify what type of fish it is so that you will be able to report to your healthcare providers or your emergency team what you have eaten and what symptoms you have experienced as a result. Get to them. Like I said, do not play around with that, because your allergic reaction in eating anything is your body's response to something is wrong. So if you don't want to keep alerting your body and doing nothing about it, but you desire to find out what is wrong so things can be corrected, and if necessary, and if necessary, just notifying yourself and letting your family know, then others who are in contact with you, I cannot eat this particular food fare. Alrighty, well, that's all we have time for today, guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this introductory session regarding fishy facts about fish and other seafood. We'll talk more on this subject, diving a little deeper into facts about fish and other seafood next week, and we will be streaming on a multi-platform next week as well. Again, you can check me out on Twitter at One Plate One Planet. You may also see me on YouTube at Mesh Ministries, the Uncommon Speaker. And of course, as a member of Eat What, as a member of Eat What, like I said, we'll be doing this platform, streaming multi-platform for the next few weeks so that you can see what we're doing here, what we are doing here, and how we enjoy talking about food and different food fairs and how it can benefit us and our immunities again so that we can look good, feel good, and have a more positive outlook on life. Well, thank you for attending, and I'll see you on next week's edition of Eat What. My name is Beverly Sherelle Johnson. Thank you again. Bye bye.